Hey, hello everyone. Welcome to the first episode of LiME podcast. Yes, I'm not a LiME youth. I'll hand you over to the guys soon. They are ready. But I just want to first of all welcome everyone, give you a bit of introduction of LiME. My name is Ephraim Osaghae, the leader of the group behind LiME, and actually the initiator for LiME. So why LIME? LIME stands for Leadership in Motion and Experience. Why the idea? Why did that come to my mind? You see, many times among multicultural youths, there's a feeling that we don't have champions, highly skilled people. But as you see later, LIME has shown that there are very talented youth of multicultural background. So back in 2017, I just shared the vision with a few people, and we came together, and LIME was officially launched February 2018. LIME is not meant to compete with school. LIME is meant to complement school. So most of the time we're talking about soft skills. LIME is for 12 to 17-year-olds, but over time we've had a few 11 years that were very enthusiastic, that want to be part of it. We've also had 18 who have now graduated from LIME, but they still want to stick around. So the few things that LIME is all about, and you'll hear from the youth themselves very soon. Like I said, we try to complement schools, communication skills, public speaking, think tank projects where youth come together to brainstorm ideas, and some of those ideas have resulted in projects. And one of the projects you see today, the LIME book. And then we also have personal development, professional development, excursions. We went to BHP last time. We also have quite a few professional guests that come to inspire us. And there are a lot of peer support, networking, mentoring. You'll meet a few of the mentors soon. Now, enough of me. The LIME podcast today is youth to youth. So they want to connect with their peers. Please, when they come on stream, be engaged. They are keen to engage with you. So I would like to bring them on now. You meet our limers now. So let me hand over to the host of the day. King David Oyewopo is going to take you through. He's a LIME leader. He's played that role excellently. So please make him feel welcome. King David Oyewopo, over to you, King David.
Hey guys, how you guys doing? Yes, Ephraim said my name is King David. I'm a LiMer. I'm one of the leaders at LiME. And yeah, with me today I have my fellow LiMers Nishi and Keyshiaa. I'm just gonna hand over to them to introduce themselves. So we go with Nishi first. Yeah, just introduce yourself to the guys.
Hi, I'm Harmoniche Deng. I'm 14 years old and I'm proud to be on this podcast and I'm proud to be a LiMer.
And I'll hand over to Keyshiaa.
Hello everyone, my name is Keyshiaa. I'm 18 years old and I'm proud to be a LiMer and proud to be doing this podcast.
And thank you guys very much. Yeah, for myself, I'm King David. I'm 17, currently I'm student at Rothman Senior High School, about to finish, which is great. And now, yeah, we're going to get straight into the podcast. But like, where you guys watching from? Like, here we're here in Australia. You guys watching from? If you guys are overseas, if you guys are in local with us, you just comment in the comment section below and tell us where you're watching from. So yeah, we're going to get straight into the podcast. And for those who don't know, Ephraim said earlier, LIME stands for Leadership in Motion and Experience, and basically it's a youth initiative that focuses on making future-ready citizens, where we empower ourselves by learning soft skills such as financial intelligence, self-discovery, goal setting, and many other things. It started February 2018, and it's still continuing on. And yeah, we have people who've come through, graduated in high school, and still continue to. Good question I want to throw out there to the commenters and to my fellow LiMEs. Like, how did you guys discover LiME? Because for myself, I discovered it 2 weeks before the official launch date in 2018. My dad told me about it because of my dad, and I'm Ephraim, a close friend, so he told me about it, and then I went along, and I was actually pretty excited because it was a pretty neat program, and I really liked the initiative and the idea behind the program. But why not you guys? Let's start with Keyshiaa. How did you find out about the LiME project?
Thank you, David. I had found out about LiME when I had gone to a launch of it back in around 2018, and I had seen it. I hadn't actually heard of anything like this before with public speaking and all. I went to the program and I really started liking it because it was teaching me something new.
Yeah.
And then we went on to writing an amazing book, and now we're doing this amazing podcast for you, amazing youth out there. Thank you, King David.
No problem at all. What about yourself, Niji? How did you find out about the LiME project?
So basically, when I was introduced to the LiME program, I had a friend who else was also in the LiME program. So he introduced me and was like, "Hey, LiME is an interesting youth group. I think you might be very interested in it." So I was like, "Yeah, sure, I will give it a try." And then when I came and gave it a try, I found out that I actually really enjoyed LiME. So I stuck around, and then we started doing a lot of projects and stuff, which is now a highlight of my life.
Question is for the mentors. What was your favorite? What was your highlight of being part of LiME? We're going to start with Darrell first. What was your highlight of being part of LiME? Because yeah, you were away for quite some time. So when you came back, what was your highlight of being part of the whole process?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. My highlight. I think I was actually really pleasantly surprised by the energy and the enthusiasm of the LiMErs. Really wanted to learn, wanted to grow. And that's what I remember from the 2 sessions that I had, really the energy, asking questions, and really taking the time because, it was it was in the afternoon on a Saturday, and you don't expect them to have a lot of energy because they went to school the whole week. So that's really the key highlight, and obviously the dedication as well of the mentors, because that's a lot of work. Like Femi was saying, to put all of this together, it's a lot of work. So really, really bravo, like we say in French, for all of this,
Thank you very much. Yourself as well, Femi, what was your highlight of being part of LiME?
I would say that it's just the transformation. Generally, because there's a proverb, an African proverb that says that it takes a village to raise a child. And you can see so many inputs from different mentors. And also seeing the transformational impact of all that is amazing, And you guys might not know how much you have been able to grow until you begin to. And just like Michelle mentioned about the opportunity to begin to speak as a result of discovering that speaking ability. And don't forget, you can't discover yourself, or you can't value yourself until you discover yourself. You understand what I'm saying? And you can't add value to yourself until you value yourself. So it's so amazing to see that transformation, that energy, that self-esteem being built, confidence to speak and all of that. Yeah, for me, it's huge. And I appreciate seeing that happening right before our eyes, Thank you very much. Yeah.
And also, same question to you, Lakers. What was your highlight of being part of LiME?
First and foremost, also, I want to say hello to Pastor Femi. He's not appearing on my screen here. I'm sure maybe it's because I have it as a portrait. I threw my salute to you. Nice to catch up with you also. It's been a long time. Very quickly, I think I'll just condense my own highlight to, I had a meeting with one of the LiMErs, I think maybe about a month or two, not a formal meeting. We just, we met somewhere, and the person approached me. I wouldn't mention the name of the person. This individual, I'll say, was one of the ones that you think they really weren't engaging during most of the sessions, And this person just walked up to me, first and foremost, just gave me a summary of what they've been doing since the last LiME sessions, which was quite impressive. I mean, this person basically has been transformed. And this person, said, look, well, a female, she gives all the credit, to all the sessions we had with them during the LiME session. And in particular, she mentioned the fact that she still, till today, she lives her life by one of the things we taught them about failure, about learning to fail forward, fail fast, and failing small. That particular session stuck with her because she's had a lot of challenges in life before coming to the LiME session. And I mean, honestly speaking, I could almost shed tears, when she was telling me this, that those particular sessions transformed her.
All right. So they say multiculturalism is the bridge between many cultures. So without further ado, ciao, guten tag, ni hao, hello, and welcome to the second episode of the LiME Academy podcast. The topic of discussion for this week is multiculturalism. So let's start off with something that's a bit lighter. First of all, for those of you in the comments, the first question of the day is for you guys. Do you guys have any multicultural foods? Yeah, that's for you guys on stage as well. Let's start with Keyshiaa. Do you have any multicultural foods?
Yes, I do. So can I name a few?
Yeah, of course.
So Italy's rice, obviously, I know is one of the Indian things. Curries as well.
We have yam, we have plantain, we have eba, amala, and even soups and all that stuff.
How do you define multiculturalism? Bunch of different cultures? Yeah? Put it simply. But then, what I think, I'm going to give my personal view at this. We always say Australia is a very multicultural country because we consist of many migrants. And all the people, majority of people, I think according to the statistics in 2016, almost 50% of people in Australia, they were either born overseas or have at least one parent born overseas. So that's a huge number, huge number. So with the number, it is very multicultural. Yeah, we got different faces. You look at this screen, we can tell already there are so many different faces. Yeah. Then my work, what I'm dealing with is whether we are making that multiculturalism or cultural diversity work at its best or not. So it's almost like a, puzzle pieces, different pieces of puzzles. And then you have the puzzle pieces in the box, and then you tip it over onto the table.
Oh, okay.
But just tipping over on the table, you can't really make any pictures. You still have to work and put the pieces together to make one perfect picture?
Well, do I like school? I mean, school is okay. It definitely has its good parts, and it definitely has its bad parts. Obviously, you know, as a youth, I don't really like doing all the assessments and whatnot, but otherwise, yeah, I like the being able to talk to friends at school. It's a nice environment to be able to grow myself.
But yeah, school is really good for me because of the people I hang out with. I play basketball, I play soccer, I hang out with my mates, I get to talk to them.
School, unfortunately, was a long time ago for me compared to some of you all. So I have to try to remember back that far. But I don't think I particularly liked school either. I think I just liked the socializing from school, hanging out with my friends and all of that. And I think as I've grown up, I wish that I actually paid more attention in school. I think what I've developed over the course of the year, though, is a love for learning. Yeah, not so much a big fan of school.
Yeah.
Look, for me, not sure if I like school as well, but I always find myself going back. It's something I love to hate, but I still end up loving it. I just finished a program December last year. After a grueling 3 years after a grueling 3 years of study. I think when we used to have some of our LiME sessions at one of the centers, I would probably spend the better part of the morning studying, then join for the LiME session later in the afternoon. So yes, similar to everyone, it's not fun, it's hard work. But look, you got to do what you got to do, right?
That's true. We've just seen a comment that come through by Miriam Badashil. Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, saying that she enjoys seeing her friends at school but not the subjects. Well, to a certain degree, same. Yeah. I don't like a lot of my subjects either.
Well, I'm not going to be different from Natasha and Cornelius. I really did not enjoy school. I did like some subjects. I liked my maths. But school is like Cornelius said, it's something that you would love to hate, but very important. I still go to school even now. Why not?
Well, I actually really enjoyed school, and it was kind of an adventure for me because I actually went to more than one school. So I went to a lot of schools, and I really loved studying.
Gaming and technology, it really comes down to a couple of simple concepts, and I think Lakshan and Rosh would pretty much agree, is algorithms and the way you write code, right? Am I right? So yeah, so the way you write code is the way you develop your ideas, and it's a lot of logic-based concepts. So at my school, I'm learning software engineering, so I'm using PyCharms to code stuff and make things. And there's just a bunch of basic logic things you have to learn. So you need things like parameters, things like functions, like variables. Those are all things in code and technology that we have to use to communicate our ideas for a consumer to use.
Wow.
Yeah. Just like to jump on, and it's very interesting. There's an I don't know if you've heard of the indie gaming space. So there are a bunch of developers who do not want to associate with the big gaming companies.
Networking, and just like Neda was saying earlier, it's basically a tool that we use to connect with each other. And I really love her analogies, like saying that it's not social distancing, it's physical distancing, but it's social connecting and social networking.
Personally, I'd say I'm not especially attached. I'd say I maybe have a good 2 or 3 hours of screen time a day, mostly. 1 hour's doing this, and my other hours doing some downtime things. But for social media, I think it's an alternative. It's an easier way for people to connect. So you don't have to make plans every single time to try and meet up and talk. You can it's really efficient. It's an easy way to just talk to your friends. So I think that's why teenagers and people like us are more attracted to social media. It's quick, it's simple, it doesn't require a lot of thinking. It's very simple to attain. Yeah.
I do agree that it is attachment. One thing that we have to understand is that our brain works every time there is a like. We're human, and all of the brain works exactly the same. It doesn't matter how old you are. So when you're posting something, we yearn connection. And these platforms created that connection. It has created a connection, especially in a multicultural country like Australia, which most of us have families on the other side. And the ones who are older generation who migrated to Australia, they've got friends on the other side. So it's created a connection. And that connection, sometimes it helps when we are feeling lonely.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm a credentialed mental health nurse, but I also work with community organizations and I facilitate mental health literacy. I'm an associate lecturer at Curtin University and Notre Dame. I have a lived experience of depression, so mental health is very close to my heart, both as a professional and also as someone who's lived through the experience.
That's really good. Great to have you on, Tandy. And we're going to be throwing lots of our questions to you and to the audience as well and to ourselves here. But it's great to have an expert in the field come on today. The first question I want to throw to the group. Actually, first of all, hello everyone watching there. Hope you guys have had an amazing week. Getting back to school. Hope you had amazing holidays. Hope you guys did something fun and got out the house. But yeah, I'm on to my first question. My first question for us today is, what is mental health? Because I really feel that there is two sides to the question, because mainly when we focus on mental health, we focus mainly on the bad stuff. But according to the Organization of Health, the World Health Organization, mental health is actually being able to cope with the daily stresses and daily goings of life. But mental illnesses is what we usually get confused mental health with or use interchangeably. For example, mental health illnesses include depression, anxiety, so on and so forth. But mental health, as I said earlier, is being able to cope with life's daily challenges and everything. And in saying that, I'm throwing the question out to you and to the audience as well. What do we think mental illnesses, or what do we understand about mental illnesses? I'll pass the question over to Tandy, actually. What do you understand from working in the field about mental illnesses?
I think there is, like you say, there's a lot of confusion about what mental health is and what mental illness is. So we all have a mental health, just like we all have a physical health. But I think the confusion mostly arises for us people who come from culturally diverse backgrounds, that we don't have direct translations for mental health and mental illness. So the terms are used interchangeably. So when you're able to cope with life stresses and you do have the resources that you need to cope, you're healthy. But not everyone is going to be able to cope throughout their life. So as you struggle to cope, sometimes people need help. And that's when your mental health starts to deteriorate. When it does, it can start off as stress, and it continues to something like anxiety or depression, psychotic depression, and then you've got psychosis where people are responding to things that no one else can see. And again, the danger is for us from culturally diverse backgrounds, we don't have words for all this new terminology that we're coming across.
For the audience, seeing we have a couple of people in the chat here, I'd just like to ask the question, what are some good and bad financial decisions that you've made? I know that for the adults, you guys have probably developed to a point where you make wise financial decisions. So I'll take this question for us three, the youths, and also Osamu in the background. Hi, Osamu. what kind of financial decisions have you made in the past? I'd like to ask this question to Asami first. Would you like to answer?
I haven't really earned that much because my mom and dad normally pay out most of the money, so they don't really want to give me any allowance. So I normally just ask for stuff for like my birthday or Christmas. So
Do you keep them?
Yeah, most of the time I keep it.
You know, of course, one of the ways you can acquire or make more money. Shares, it sounds very good. You know, I have to be very cautious in saying this because I don't want you to say, okay, after this podcast, you are asked to go and buy shares. You know, you have to be a financial advisor, qualified, registered, before you can tell anybody to do that. Otherwise, if you invest your money there and it doesn't come up like what Femi said, you can sue whoever that asks you to buy those shares. That's why the government has people authorized, you know, like ourselves, to give you specific advice. Okay, in a nutshell, so whatever I'm going to tell you here is general advice. So you still have to go and meet your financial advisor to get a proper advice. So how do you buy shares? You have money you're saving. You can just, there are so many ways. You can go directly to the company or go to what we call brokers. There are a lot of brokers out there. What they do, even say for Comsec, a broker like Comsec, which is a company owned by Commonwealth Bank. So when you register, they get all your details, all your bank accounts, you know, give you numbers. Then what happens is, you know, through there, you can select the type of shares you want to buy. And then they will tell you, you'll see how much it costs. Of course, you pay the money. Once you agree and select those shares, you can purchase them. They will send you what we call contract documents, telling you this is how much you bought the shares for. This is how many shares, units that you've been able to buy. And this is what the cost is.
In 1 minute, personally, I've been very passionate about the concept of finance, and I've read books over time. And not too long ago, I was able to come up with this particular triangle. I will explain it quickly. We've used it in several coaching sessions. What it just says is this, that all of us we usually start at the base level, and that is financial illiteracy. And people manage their money without understanding how money works. And then they get financial education. Financial education helps them to move from financial illiteracy to financial awareness. It's like getting to your aha moment and realizing that, oh, I've been doing it all wrong. I've been wasting my money, or I've been making the wrong financial decisions, you know. So financial education is like it creates an awareness, and it gets you to your aha moment. And then as a result of that, you begin to take action based on the financial education you've gotten. And the first set of action is financial control, taking control of what goes out of your hand, and probably maybe through budgeting. So so on the right side, you were seeing what you need to do to move to the next stage. So if you're in the stage of financial awareness, if you don't take action, you'll be locked into financial awareness. You have a lot of information about finance, but you've done little about it. So when you start taking action, you see the importance of financial control in everything about your finance.